Fight Mike here. Today I'm going to do the full card predictions and breakdown to UFC Doha, headlined by Arman, Tsarukyan and Dan Hooker, but I'm going to break down every fight on the card. I'm going to give an exact prediction, starting with the early prelim. We got Marek Buljo versus Denzel Friedman. Going to go with Denzel Friedman. Marek Buljo has not fought a good opponent since the start of his career. Barely anyone with a positive record. And Denzel Friedman's got a couple of good wins. He beat Asplund, who came into the UFC through Dana White's Contender Series this year. And although Buljo is going to be bigger, I think that works for Denzel Friedman. He's got good wrestling. He's probably going to get some easy takedowns, and I think he's going to dominate to a decision win. Moving on, we've got Nurullo Aliyev versus Shaquem Rock. Shamrock, you're going down. Nurullo Aliyev is going to win. I think he might even win by a ground and pound TKO. Wrestling beats jiu-jitsu, and although Shamrock's got amazing jiu-jitsu, the submission's not going to work against someone that good like Nurullo Aliyev. You need like a different level of wrestling to be able to submit a wrestler like Nurullo. Nurullo is something special. He's almost like a Habib. He's a newborn Habib, and I think for Shaquem, it's just going to be too much, too quick. I think it is his UFC debut, and Nurullo Aliyev's already been tested, and he's already won in the UFC. Now, I think that Nurullo's probably going to get a round 2 TKO due to ground and pound, but I could also see a dominant decision win here. Moving on to the next one, we've got Ismail Nurdiev versus Ryan Loder. Nurdiev's going to win this one. He lost to Jung Young Park, but even though he lost that fight, he did try to cheat in moments. Ryan Loder's so unimpressive. He's not done anything in his UFC career that has impressed me at all. And the thing is that the way he's been losing has just looked really bad. He's been losing dominantly to Azamat Bekaev, getting his takedown shot down and then knocked out. And then his win over Robert Valentin is not impressive. We've seen everyone else dominate Valentin. So I don't think it's looking good for Loder. He's very unimpressive. He looks a little bit weak, especially in the grappling, which is his strong suit. And I think that Nurdiev, although he's not the best fighter himself, he's going to be able to win this one by a decision. And I think it's going to look really bad for Ryan Loder. He's going to be like diving at the ankles of Nurdiev and then just getting shut down on the feet. Moving on to the next one, we've got Bekzat Almakhan versus Alexandre Topuria. This is really hard, but I'm going to go with Bekzat Almakhan. It's almost just from the Umar fight. I know the Brad Katona performance was really good, but that Umar fight was impressive. He was able to stay in there with the scrambles, dropped Umar in the first round. Bekzat's so powerful, and the thing is that I'm just not sold on Alexandre Topuria. Whilst he's a very good wrestler and he's super powerful, he's clean on the feet, he's got that X sort of movement that Ilia Topuria has, but he doesn't have that same killer instinct that Ilia has. Ilia, when he gets you hurt, he's following up body shots up against the cage, and then he chases you the other side like Max Holloway and lands 3-punch combination with the last one cleaving Max's chin off. You don't see that from Alexandre Topuria. You see the setup to it, but then he'll shoot a takedown. And we saw that in the Thickness fight. He would hurt him at points, and then he would shoot in or he would stay less active. Bekzat is all grittiness, all killer instinct, and I think with Alexandre Topuria here, I don't think he knocks out Bekzat, and I think Bekzat is going to be able to out-grapple or stay in there with the grappling, and then on the feet, he's going to damage up Alexandre Topuria on the outside. Bekzat stays with the boxing, which isn't great for him here. I would like a few more kicks, but I still think technically, although he might not be as technical, the grittiness of Almakhan will make up for that. Moving on to the next one, we've got Abdul Rahman Yakayev versus Rafael Kakera. Going with Yakayev by a round 1 KO. Rafael Kakera has been a victim since joining the UFC. He had a good performance last time out against Juicebox Julius Walker, but I just don't think that he's going to win against Yakayev. Maybe this is the moment where he's getting better because he didn't get finished against Julius Walker. I just think that Yakayev, if he's even somewhat a prospect himself, he will finish Kakera in round 1. Moving on to the next one, we've got Alex Perez versus Asu Almabayev. Gonna pick Asu. Honestly, I'm not even gonna really talk about this one that much. Alex Perez, super inactive, been injured for a long time. And although he's got very good boxing and he's got good striking, I do just worry about the wrestling here. Asu's a smudge grappler. He's going to take down Perez. He's going to hold down Perez, and he's going to get a decision win. Moving on to the next one, Nicholas Dalby versus Sagid Isaac. I have to literally read this name out. Sagid Isaac Gakmaev. So Isaac Gakmaev versus Nicholas Dalby. I'm going to go with Nicholas Dalby. I know that no one's picking Dalby here because I hate saying his name. Because Sagid is so good. He's had a fantastic 1FC career. I think he's something like 20-2, I want to say. I might be completely wrong on that. But he's got, 22-2. He's got a very good record. He's 31 years old. He's not too old. He's fighting out of Makalachkala, Russia. Oh, God, why did I click that? He's fighting out of Makalachkala, Russia. I think he's out of the same team as Islam. Welterweight as well. He's been training with them for a long time. 5-fight winning streak. And the thing is that he is a finisher, and he's going to really put some problems up against Nicholas Dalby because Dalby can be finished. Although he's very, very good and he's been able to beat guys like Gabriel Bonfim, he's not the same level as Sagid sometimes when he's coming out there. Like, he just got finished by Randy Brown. Had a close fight against Renat Fakretinov. But then it's the losses against Tim Means that make this a little bit of a hard fight for me to call. I don't like seeing him lose to Tim Means at any point of his career. But then even then, he's gotten a draw against Darren Till. So it's really hard for me to actually, and that, although that was a very long time ago, that was in 2015, but that was prime Darren Till. And the thing is that Nicholas Dalby is 41 years old. In 2015, when he was in his prime, he was 31. So makes sense why he was able to keep Darren Till to a decision. But Sagid is very good. I just don't know if I can pick him because he hasn't fought for 2 years. And Dalby has some really tricky footwork. And maybe if you don't have that the recent octagon experience, he might be able to make it a tough fight for him. I'm going to go with the decision win from Nicholas Dalby. Randy Brown, even though he got beat by Gabriel Bonfim, he is very good. And in the boxing, I would say he's better than Sagid. I don't think Sagid poses those same threats. And Sagid's better in the grappling, but Nicholas Dalby is an elite counter-grappler. So Dalby, I think, is going to be able to get this one done by a decision. Moving on, we've got Bogdan Grad versus Luke Riley. Going to go with Luke Riley. It is a hard fight, though. Grad is going to give a lot of troubles to Riley. But I think Grad's going to start really well. He's going to land like a spinning wheel kick and rock Luke Riley really bad first round. Maybe get him down in the takedown after that and hold him down for the rest of the round. But then round 2 and 3, I think Luke Riley is going to be a little bit more active on the feet. His boxing is going to look good. He's going to land some body shots. And I can see Bogdan Grad making some terrible decisions, like having some success in one of those second and third rounds, then shooting for a takedown. Or just doing some dumb stuff, like pulling a guillotine or something like that. I can just see it, and I think Luke Riley's going to get a decision win because of it. Moving on, we got Tagil Ulanbekov versus Kyoji Horiguchi. Gonna go with Horiguchi. It's a risky pick, but I can't think Ulanbekov will be able to inch past Horiguchi like he has continually been able to do against his opponents. And if he fights anywhere nearly how he did against Clayton Carpenter or Azat Maxim, he's not going to have success against Kyoji Horiguchi. Horiguchi's elite. He's got very good takedown defense. He's good on the feet. He's technical in all areas of the game. And I'm just looking at these close fights with Clayton Carpenter, who got finished by Jafel Filho, and Azat Maxim, he lost to Mitch Raposo. Pardon me. Watching those fights, and I'm not convinced. Losing to Tim Elliott at any point of your career, I'm not convinced when I see that. Whereas Kyoji Horiguchi's beating Sergio Pettis. He's having good performances where he's beating Ian McCall, even though it was ages ago in 2018. Like, he's got good wins. Ali Bogatino, Manel Cap on the come up. Had a close fight with Demetrius Johnson, getting armbarred in the last second of the 5th round. Like, he's very, very good, Kyoji, and I don't think Tagir is going to be able to scrape past with another victory here. Moving on, we've got a short notice fight here. We got Waldo Cortes Acosta versus Shamil Blobiev. This is cool. I like Shamil Gaziev getting a fight against the Salsa Boy. If you've been watching my channel, I've been hating on Salsa Boy for a long time, but the hate's officially stopped. Salsa Boy has got my respect, and I think he's going to get a decision win here. Waldo on short notice is a tough fight for Shamil Gaziev, but to be honest, it's a tricky fight for both. I think Shamil has the edge in the boxing here, and I think in the speed, even in the boxing, I think Shamil is actually better. But I just can't doubt Waldo's durability. We've seen here time and time again, he does not get knocked out. Salsa Boy ain't getting knocked out at all. And sometimes he comes out with good game plan. Sometimes he leg kicks and moves. He goes for takedowns. And I think he's going to come out with that sort of game plan against Shamil Gaziev here. And he's going to win by, I want to say, a decision. I actually hope he gets this done as well. I was such a Salsa Boy hater, but I respect the hustle. 3 days notice, fills in for Spivak. You just beat Ante Deleta. You have no reason to really take this fight. But you're still going up against the GOAT of the division, Shamil the Blob Gaziev. So I'm impressed. I think Waldo's going to get a decision win, though. Moving on, we've got the weirdest fight of the year. We've got Jack Hermansson, former middleweight, versus Mytabek Oralbai, former prehistoric lightweight. Gonna go with Hermansson, though. I know no one is going with Hermansson, and it's one of those situations where I look at it and I'm like, it's almost, you know what I'd compare it to? It's Bryce Mitchell versus Saeed Nurmagomedov. This is that fight. Coming into that fight, Bryce Mitchell just dropped by Gene Silver and submitted with a ninja choke, which is Saeed Nurmagomedov's thing. Bryce Mitchell comes into that fight. It looks like he's got no way of victory. Saeed's powerful. He's good in the first round, explosive. He's got the amazing submission grappling when you shoot in. He's got one of the best ninja chokes in the game, a great anaconda and das and guillotine. It's one of these fights where the opponent of the guy moving down in weight, where you don't really think he needs to, you're looking at the opponent being like, you've got everything you need to beat him, but then he doesn't get it done. This is one of those fights where I think Mytabek Oralbai is fast enough, he's explosive enough, he's powerful enough to knock out Jack Hermansson, who's coming down in weight, who just got flatlined by Gregory Rodriguez. But then, on another hand, Oralbai is 27 years old. He's very good, but he's 27. He's very inexperienced. And technically, Hermansson's so much better than him. Honestly, like, really watch their fights. Although Oralbai is physically better, he's more durable, he's probably fitter, better cardio, especially at 170. Hermansson's technically better. He's got better wrestling. He's very good technical takedowns and takedown defense. In the striking, he's going to pose threats for Oralbai. He's going to be able to keep him at range with that jab, the same jab that kept Joe Pyfer at range. And Oralbai sometimes looks like a tard. He sometimes looks like Benoit, St. Denis swinging hooks in the pocket really slowly. And I can see Jack Hermansson coming out of range, throwing a jab, throwing the leg kick, shooting the takedown, holding him up against the cage in moments. I think this is a Jack Hermansson crafty vet win here against Mytabek Oralbai. Because think about it like this. Rebecki's very good, but he's not that good. Honestly, like, he's very good, and I wish he was ranked at the moment, but he's not, and I don't know if he ever will be. Hermansson was ranked level at one point, and he was very good at one point. I don't know if I can say the same thing about Rebecki. I think Hermansson's going to crafty vet decision him here, honestly. Moving on to feature fight, we've got Volkan Oezdemir versus Alonzo Menifield. Now, look, this is a second round KO for Volkan Oezdemir. It stinks of it. It's a crafty second round. Oezdemir is a very weird one, though, for picks. He's 8-7 in the UFC. I think he's lost to guys like Anthony Smith. Bad loss. But then he's also got good losses, like a close fight against Carlos Olberg. He's beaten guys like Bogdan Guskov. He's very good. He's got good striking, good footwork on the outside. And with Alonzo, he's so hit or miss. And he's gone on a 2-fight winning streak, I think, against Umar Sy and Juicebox Julius Walker, who I was talking about earlier, who I don't rate that highly, to be honest. That's actually why I'm picking against Alonzo Menifield. He made it so close with Julius Walker. And in the same breath, Rafael Coquera made it so close with Julius Walker. So, If you're making it that close, Volkan Oezdemir, the crafty one, he's going to be able to KO you in the second round. Alonso sometimes comes forward swinging like he doesn't know a thing about MMA. Like against Carlos Olberg, 15-second KO, bum rushes forward, flatline straight away. I can see him doing that same sort of game plan. I think first round he's going to be clinching with Oezdemir when he could go for a quick KO and should. And then as the fight goes along, I think Oezdemir is keeping him on the outside, landing leg kicks, getting a TKO in the second round, like a volume punch up against the cage. And Alonso's not going to come back well from this. Moving on to the co-main event, we've got Belal Muhammad versus Ian Garry. This should have been a fight night main event, not necessarily for this fight night, but Bonfim versus Brown. Throw that on the co-main, put this on the main event. This is an amazing fight. I wanted to see this over 5, and honestly, over 5 I pick Ian Garry, over 3 I pick Belal. Makes no sense. Belal's the guy with the cardio, but I think Belal gets this one done. It's a very tough fight for him, and I really do think Ian Garry should be the favorite coming in, but I think that Belal's going to get it done. Now, do I think Ian Garry's got every... You have every reason to pick Ian Garry. He's very good. Technically, he's amazing. He's got the takedown defense. He's got the balance, the footwork. And then even in the striking, he's going to be able to give Belal some problems with the kicks on the outside. Throws a lot of Muay Thai combos. And the thing is I just don't see Ian Garry having the sting to do damage on Belal. And I don't think he has the style to outpoint Belal as well. Belal's super durable and he doesn't show damage too easily. He's a very hard style against Ian Garry, and I think he knows that in his last fight, he was not shooting early enough. Against JDM, he should have been shooting in the first minute, like he did against Leon Edwards. He needs to do that same thing today. He needs to do that same thing on Sunday for me, Saturday night, likely for you. But Belal's very, very good. Very, very good. And he's super durable, and I think in the boxing here, he's not going to be at that much of a disadvantage against Ian Garry. Ian Garry's boxing is not where I rate him. I rate his kicks really highly, and for a guy like Belal Muhammad, who can take millions of body kicks, I don't see that being an issue for for Belal here. I don't see the knees to the body hurting Belal here, and Garry does very well when his opponents doesn't move too much. And although Belal doesn't move laterally almost at all, he's constantly pressuring and he's never going to give Ian Garry a moment to think or feel it out. And unless Gary's able to catch him with a knee up the middle, head kick out on the rear side or something like that, I don't see him catching Belal with a shot that he doesn't see. And I think Belal is going to be able to stink up against the cage, landing punches on the inside, landing that uppercut that he did against Leon Edwards. And I think he's going to hold him up against the cage and throw some little like tapping punches here and there. And I think he's going to get that takedown on Ian Garry. I've always thought that Belal Muhammad's wrestling is better than Shovkat's. Shovkat's very good against the cage, but these guys are also very good at getting takedown defense against the cage. Whereas Belal, when he shoots in the middle of the open, very, very difficult for you to stop it. He's actually very good at wrestling, and I think people underrate that. And I think he's going to be able to outpoint Ian Garry to a decision here. Now, let's move on to the main event. We've got Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. Sadly, I don't even have that much to break down about this one. Arman's going to win. I would guarantee it as well. The only reason I see him not winning is if he comes out there with the most ring rust we've ever seen and looks terrible. Then Dan's got a very good shot to win, but it's just unlikely. I think Arman Tsarukyan, although he has had 16, 18 months off, he's been grappling Benson Henderson, he's been grappling other guys and winning those as well, and he's constantly training. I think for Dan Hooker here, this is just going to be an uphill battle from when the moment the fight starts. He's going to be easier to take down for Arman. Arman's very short and he can come under the punches of Dan Hooker. And Dan Hooker's constantly kicking. His best weapon's that teep to the body. That was the last finish he got, was with that teep to the body. And that's going to be the easiest way for Arman to take down Dan Hooker. Then, again, Dan Hooker, once he gets to the ground, he's really good against guys like Gamrot, who he can separate. He doesn't get too much damage thrown up against him. And then when he's back on the feet, he can out-damage them. Arman's different. When he gets you to the ground, he's putting damage on you. And Dan Hooker has all of this scar tissue around the face. And he's going to get sliced open constantly. All over his face as well. Even against Gamrot, who barely hit him on the ground. He opened up like 6 or 7 cuts all around the eye area of Dan Hooker. And that's just going to leave him like a victim on the feet. He's not going to be able to see out of one of the eyes in round 1, I could see. And Arman's going to make it easier for himself and keep taking him down, smudging him on the ground and landing good ground and pound. Hooker's very good though. Very, very good. He's got good takedown defense. People don't really talk about it. He actually is very hard to take down. He's very long. He keeps you at the end of his shots. I just don't see him not getting done by ground and pound here. The only way I see this fight going is by ground and pound TKO. Maybe Dan Hooker can land some good leg kicks and then bring it up top with a head kick and knock out Arman Tsarukyan. I just don't see it happening. Against a ground and pound specialist like Arman Tsarukyan with great top control, he's going to get KO'd in the end of round 1 or early round 2. I'm really sad to say it. I love Dan Hooker. This is the end of the title aspirations and the BMF shot aspirations. It's over, Dan. I'm sorry. Let me know what you think of this in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.